Hi guys, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm reviewing Start at the Beginning by Judy Mollen Walters. And I won this book as part of a Goodreads giveaway. Ta-da, disclaimerness. So this book has kind of these dual timelines going on that it bounces back and forth between. The first of these two starts in about 1994, and our main character, Sarah Lyons, and her husband, Drew, move into a new house. And Sarah is 8 months pregnant with what will be their daughter, Jillian. And when they first move in, they are greeted by one of their neighbors, Robin. And Sarah and Robin immediately kind of hit it off and become like bestest best friends and hang out like all the time together. Except that Robin has a lot of problems with infertility and trying to get pregnant. Robin really wants kids and is having trouble getting pregnant and staying pregnant. They've had a lot of miscarriages, and so they have these periods in the relationship where Sarah and Robin are really good friends and hanging out a lot, and Robin just like dotes over Jillian, and especially at times when Robin is pregnant, like she gets super excited, like I'm gonna have a baby and let's go shopping and let's do all this mom stuff together. And Sarah is a stay-at-home mom, and so she feels very secluded and she's excited to have this friend who lives nearby and they can do these things together. Except that Robin, keeps miscarrying, and every time Robin miscarries, she shuts she shuts Sarah and Jillian out of her life and will disappear for like months on end. Understandable, but it's not like the most healthy functioning relationship ever. Um, eventually, eventually, Robin asks Sarah for this like really big favor that Sarah doesn't really want to do, and it puts this huge strain on the relationship to the point that Sarah finally breaks it off, and Sarah and Drew and Jillian end up moving. And in 2015, we have this other timeline that's going on where Sarah tries to Google Robin to find out what happened, where her life has gone, what's going on with her family. And when she does that, Sarah finds out that Robin has actually died, and she finds it out from Robin's daughter's Facebook page. And Sarah has to Sarah starts struggling with whether or not she keeps the secret that she promised Robin she wouldn't tell anybody about. Like, does she keep this or does she tell Robin's daughter? And this becomes this huge part that is like the huge part of this book is Sarah struggling with whether or not to tell the secret and trying to remember why they kept it in the first place and what it was like being friends with Robin. And so it's kind of interesting to figure out what this secret is and how it relates to the children and their lives and what could be such a big secret that you move away and not talk to somebody. Yeah, it was kind of cool to find out what the secret is and to discover whether or not Sarah is going to tell it. So Sarah's kind of an interesting character. Before she has Jillian, she has this life where she's a guidance counselor, she's helping all these kids get into college, and so when she has Jillian, she's very focused on Jillian's education and like making sure she gets into the best colleges, and she has everything she needs to succeed in school. And Jillian becomes Sarah's entire life, and Sarah is constantly like lamenting that she doesn't have any friends. Like, she needs grown-up friends and not always be spending time with Jillian. But every time she tries to make friends, like tries to join the PTA or volunteer with this group or something, she doesn't really like the other parents. The other parents seem really competitive. And so Sarah never really finds any other best friends other than Robin. Um, yeah. So this is not a book that I particularly enjoyed, actually. I didn't really like Sarah as a narrator, as a character. She doesn't really have much of a backbone. She kind of lets her husband Drew dictate what she's going to do. Like, she's going to stay at home, and she should really be focusing on helping Jillian with school and everything. And Sarah wants more than this. Like, she wants to have more kids, and Drew keeps pushing it off. Like, no, we should really focus on Jillian. Um, and Drew at the same time is traveling for his job. Like, he's only home for a little bit at a time, then he has to go off again for another business meeting and have another sales pitch or whatever it is he's doing. And so he's not around either. And so Sarah's very isolated, and I get why I get that part of her character, but I didn't enjoy reading it. Like, she really did need to find like another friend, like somebody else she can talk to, and it needed to not be Robin. And Robin comes off as kind of being selfish, and like she's using Sarah. Like, she only appears when it's convenient for Robin. Um, and whenever Sarah like tries to talk to her and stuff, when Robin's going through stuff, she gets brushed off. Um, a couple of times Robin miscarries, and Robin's husband Drew is the one who has to tell them, like, stay away, like, you can't talk to my wife now. And it's a very one-sided relationship. Like, Robin has all the power, and it's really frustrating to read that. And like, why you would keep I would cut Robin out of my life if she kept doing that to me. Like, I don't care. Like, I know she's having troubles with infertility, and that's really hard, and I get that, but I don't think it justifies how she treats Sarah. Um, and then the thing that she asks from Sarah is also kind of not okay. Like, that's totally crossing a line without telling what that is. And then Drew's frustrating because he's never home, but still wants to kind of micromanage from afar. Like, either you're home and you're involved and you're seeing what's actually happening, or you're not home and you're letting Sarah run the house and let her run the house, kind of thing. Like, let her make her own decisions. And the few likable characters there are in Jillian, um, Robin's daughter Kelsey, Robin's husband, whose name I completely forgot because he's such a minor part of this book. They really are a part of it. Like, they're such minor characters that they don't appear long enough to relieve the anger from three main ones that are so frustrating. So I almost didn't finish this book. About halfway through, I was gonna put the book down, and really only finished it because I won it. It's part of a giveaway. Had to force myself to read it. And the ending is pretty decent. Sarah finally gets backbone and decides what she's gonna do and makes decisions and takes control of her own life, which I liked. But it's kind of too little too late to save my opinion of the entire book. And I really just can't wait to get rid of this book now. So the ending makes it 2 stars instead of the 1 that I was gonna give it. But I still don't. It's not a book I'm ever going to reread. Let's just say that. So there is my review of Start at the Beginning by Judy Mollen Walters. If that's your thing, totally go check it out and read it. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I have a copy right here if somebody wants it. Actually, probably just gonna give it to the library as I get rid of it. But yeah, not my favorite book ever. So there is my very mixed and probably spoilery review. Sorry about that. Peace out. I love you guys, and keep reading. Bye.